All right, Mr. Tracy, as you know, we're up on your roof here this morning. Travelers has prescribed a repair of at least a handful of shingles to every slope and every facet on the roof. We're here on the back elevation this morning. What I've done is I've outlined a shingle that was prescribed for repair by Travelers. As you can see, clear creasing here, completely unsealed. This was one of a handful that was covered in the scope of work for repairs. So what I've done is I've outlined that shingle. I've also numbered each tab. What's going to need to happen whenever we perform this repair is each one of these tabs that is numbered will need to be unsealed and slightly manipulated in order to successfully get out this shingle that was prescribed for repair. We have had a plethora of issues with this specific shingle when trying to perform a repair, and we feel as though it's super important that you as the homeowner are fully aware of what is happening and what's going to happen when we try to complete this repair. Okay, I'm going to start off just by unsealing these tabs. Obviously the first one that was already wind damaged and creased is already unsealed. There are actually a couple nails pulled through as well right underneath this tab, which again is just indicative of the sporadic and widespread wind damage that we're seeing on this roof. What I'll do, I'm going to start with tab 2 here. I'm going to place my hand atop this tab just so that whenever I go to try to break this seal, I am adding extra stability and support, because we want to do this as gently and as carefully as possible. As you can see, I am not moving it too roughly or being too drastic, just applying enough pressure to be able to get that shingle unsealed. All right, so we have tab number 2 unsealed. We do have some minor mat transfer going on, but we're gonna continue right along over to tab 3. Again, super important as you unseal these, just add some extra support as to not create any further damage. Tab 3, we've got unsealed. Move up here to the row above the shingle that we're removing, and we are just going to basically copy and paste the same process, and again adding. Now you can see I had support added and I went very slow here. Now on this corner, without me unsealing all of it, you'll be able to see these little hair looking things. That is actually the fiberglass showing through. As you can see, the matting has completely tore away and is now on, there it is right there, on the underside. This right here is what we call mat transfer, okay? The reason why this is an issue, whenever I remove this shingle and I put a new one in, with this amount of mat transfer going on and sticking to the shingle above it, there is no way possible that this shingle, once a new one is placed in, is going to reseal, okay? There's gonna be a huge compatibility issue, and also obviously repairability, because if the shingle that we're replacing, the shingles above the one we're replacing do not seal properly, then we, as your general contractor, cannot warrant the work, okay? Now, prior to this storm taking place and prior to this repair being written for your roof, your shingles were all sealed properly. One of the things the insurance company have to do for you, because of what you pay them every month, is they have to bring you back to what's called pre-loss condition, okay? So before this storm happened, all of the shingles on this roof were sealed and also compatible with each other, okay? Whenever we do repairs sporadically across every facet of this roof, you're gonna have just that. You're gonna have a sporadic amount of shingles across every facet of your home that is not gonna be sealed properly. If this amount of wind damage has taken place with the shingles being sealed properly, I'm sure you can imagine how quickly a plethora of further damage is gonna be incurred because you have unsealed shingles across every facet of your home. You know, sometimes these insurance companies, they like to give us a hard time. There's a lot of guys out there that like to throw stuff up against the wall and hope it sticks, which I get it. I'm sure it's a pain in the butt for these insurance companies to deal with. But speaking on how we conduct our business and how Alpha handles their homeowners, we just, in good faith to you, we can't complete this repair. As you can see, I had tab 5 unsealed. Again, you see the chunk missing here, chunk missing here. We have mat transfer stuck along this entire shingle here, and there's practically zero sealant left on tab 5. Again, no way could I warrant this work and expect it to perform adequately for you, the homeowner, okay? Again, I'm being super careful here, trying to get tab 6 unsealed. I got it. There was, I believe, a small tear, if you can see there, that has occurred just from being very careful and unsealing it. As you can see, I am using an abundance of caution. I'm not being too sharp. I'm not being too harsh. I mean, you can hear it. You can hear that mat transfer just ripping away again. As you can see, we have now created an entire hole where that matting is now stuck to this shingle above it. Okay, if you can see that, just a giant chunk. I mean, I will not warrant this kind of work, and I also will not complete a repair that is up to this fashion. I mean, I think it's abundantly obvious. I've now unsealed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out of those 5 that are unsealed, we have transfer here, transfer there, whole bunch of transfer there, and probably the worst one here. I have now further damaged. These 2 tabs were part of the one shingle already damaged that was being prescribed for repair. Tabs 4, 5, and 6 were not prescribed for repair, and they have now incurred an immense amount of additional damage. Chunks out of the bottom of the shingles, mat transfer. We have creasing and tearing just from, you know, very minor manipulation of trying to break the seal of the shingle so we can get that out. Typically I would continue with the process. I would also unseal 7, 8, 9, and 10. Those are also going to show mat transfer. I removed the shingle, put the new shingle in, and nail it back. But in all honesty, I'm not going to damage any more shingles to your home. I'm just not. I think it's abundantly clear what's taking place here. These specific shingles, an adequate and proper repair, keyword proper, cannot be done on this roof. I'm not in the business of doing shoddy repairs. You know, we see too much of that in our industry. If we could repair this roof, I'd repair this roof. we can't, not without creating an immense amount of further damage. Okay, we're going to send this into you. Like I said, I want you to see every step of what's taking place and why we aren't able to complete this repair. And then, you know, hopefully with your help, sending this into the insurance, it'll also be abundantly clear to them as well. And you know, we don't have to play all these games. But listen, we are looking forward to getting you taken care of. We're here for every step of the process. Anything you may need, and we'll continue to display any facts and evidence that we need to, so that you're made whole again. Thank you.